What's going on? That video going about Ice Cube was originally supposed to be Lucky in Poetic Justice. He was going to be the love interest of Janet Jackson. And what do I think about that? Yay, yay! So a few months ago when I saw Ice Cube in the six-fold, Paula pulling up the Dodger Stadium with Championship Day in there, La La Land, and the guy's got a lot of charisma. And he has had his share of leading ladies. I mean, him and Nia Long have had chemistry on the big screen, if you remember. Regina King was always like his sister in the movies. I remember that. So he's had that on the screen. But what would have been like with him and Janet Jackson? What would have been like? I think at the time, because his street imagery was so strong, he came off of Boys in the Hood, and he had a couple other movies that were looters with him and Ice-T, and that was another one with him and Elizabeth Hurley. But it went back into Higher Learning, ironically with John Singleton, that, but he stayed in character. He was always had that kind of rough vibe. He wasn't a lover man. He wasn't smooth. So Pac had the ability to smooth it out. So I don't know if Cube and Janet Jackson, how that would have worked out on the screen. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because the chemistry, what kind of movie would that have been? I think in a latter day movie, like when he did that Achilles beat him with Kiki Palmer, when he did movies later on in his career, I think probably. I said, but at that rawness, the early on stage, I don't know if that would have necessarily how it would have flowed. Because I couldn't quite imagine him. I could hear him and Tori getting into it in the and then Regina King was in it. So you kind of could have, because that would have been interesting. Imagine him and Regina King, because they had like a lot of things they did together. It was happening and cracking. But I don't know how Cube would have played off. I think Tupac worked out better in the role. I really do. It's kind of funny when you hear about that, because it's like, whoa, Ice Cube almost had that role. Wow, how that would have set it off. And would it have been because the film was kind of average as it was. So I don't know, but Cube came with a certain flavor, and Pac was still getting himself sorted. He came from Juice. They both had been in certain type of films. Now this is the thing. Ice Cube got a chance to evolve a bit, found formulas that worked, and kept it going. Pac kind of kept that same edge and that vibe. So I don't know where this would have gone, but it was interesting to say the least. That when I saw, and found out that Cube actually was up for that role, I was like, whoa, interesting. Don't know if he could have. I don't know though if it would have worked out for him though. That's the only thing. Sometimes when you watch certain people in certain films, you just kind of go, maybe they could pull it off, maybe they couldn't. I don't know. It's hard to say because film is such a funny business. I mean, we watch films and we see people, and then, sometimes it's like you were miscast or you didn't get the right role and it didn't hit the right way. So, but anyway, tell me what you think. Would you like to see Ice Cube with Janet Jackson? In Poetic Justice, or do you think Cube did the right thing by, that movie not going his way? And do you think it would have been different if Cube had been in? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another initiative if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do, requests come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.